That night in Tampa felt different from the start. The spotlights cut through the darkness. The screams of the crowd echoed like a never-ending wave, and the grand stage was the center of everything. But beneath all the splendor, there was something more subtle, something only those truly paying attention could sense. The third day of the concert was more than just a performance. The energy was warmer, more personal, as if there was a story to tell without the need for many words. Between the precise choreography and the stunning vocals, there were small moments that came so naturally, and those were the ones that left the most lasting impression. One of the most attention-grabbing moments happened so quickly, it was almost imperceptible if you blinked. A simple gesture, Jungkook gently tucking Jimin's hair behind his ear. No drama, no special attention, just a spontaneous act, yet enough to make the entire arena, and then the internet, pause. What did that gesture mean? Was it just a simple reflex amidst the busy stage? Or was there something deeper, something only the two of them could understand? These questions immediately surfaced, sparking endless discussions among fans. But if we look closer, that moment wasn't the only one. Throughout the night, numerous small interactions formed a fascinating pattern. The way they glanced at each other between performances, the smiles that appeared for no apparent reason, and the synchronized presence. During soundcheck, Jimin seemed so at ease interacting with fans. His chuckles, his fluid hand movements, everything felt light and genuine. But at some point, the camera caught something else. Jungkook's gaze constantly returning to him, as if an invisible gravity were pulling his attention. And it wasn't just a coincidence once or twice. Throughout the night, this dynamic repeated itself. In a crowd of thousands, they still found ways to connect, even without words. When the music paused and they spoke to the audience, the atmosphere shifted to a more intimate one. Voices were softer, laughter more personal, and interactions felt closer. It was in moments like these that the little details became even more apparent. There was one part where they stood close together, seemingly having a brief conversation off mic. No one knew exactly what was being said, but their expressions were enough to spark curiosity. The restrained smiles, the warm gazes, it all felt so natural. Many tried to analyze, searching for meaning behind every gesture. But perhaps that's precisely where the beauty lies. Not everything needs to be explained. Some moments are meant to be felt, not solved. The energy that night felt different. Deeper, more emotional, as if there were additional layers behind each performance. And perhaps that's what made this concert so memorable compared to others. As the songs reached their climaxes, the audience was swept up in euphoria. But even amidst that intensity, small moments still emerged, fleeting smiles, light touches, and interactions that felt so genuine. And back to that initial moment, the simple gesture of tucking a hair. Why could such a small thing have such a profound impact? Perhaps it was the honesty within it. Uncontrived, unplanned, simply a reflection of a long-established closeness. In an era where everything often feels pre-planned, spontaneous moments like these are rare. And that's precisely why they feel so precious. For some, it might have been just a casual gesture. But for others, it was evidence of a deeper connection, something that doesn't need to be officially announced to be felt. Ultimately, everyone will see it differently. Some see friendship, some see emotional closeness, and still others choose not to label it at all. But one thing is for certain, that moment touched so many people. And that's no easy feat in a world full of distractions. A small second can capture the attention of millions. That night in Tampa may be over. The stage lights have gone down, and the crowd's voices have died down. But the moments created there still live on, replayed, talked about, and felt to this day. So now it's your turn. Of all the interactions that happened that night, which moment made you smile the most? Was it a small gesture you almost missed, or a detail you only noticed if you paid close attention? Because sometimes the greatest miracles don't come from grandiose things. They come in simple forms and leave a lasting impression. But the story didn't seem to end. After that moment, the stage actually felt more alive, as if a new layer of emotion flowed between every note and step. The audience might not have all noticed the same details, but many felt a subtle shift in the atmosphere, something difficult to describe, yet unmistakable. In the later part of the concert, when the tempo of the music picked up again, their interaction remained consistent. Not always flashy, not always the center of attention, but always there. A steady presence, like a fine thread tying the entire performance together into a deeper whole. There were moments when they laughed together mid-song transition, as if sharing a joke only they understood. The camera might not have fully captured the context, but their expressions were enough to bring smiles to many. The laughter felt light, yet intimate. On the other hand, observant audience members began to notice small, recurring patterns. The way they subconsciously moved closer to each other, or how they often ended up standing next to each other without really planning it. These things often go unnoticed, but that's precisely what made them feel so real. As time went on, the concert transformed from a mere performance into a more complex emotional experience. It wasn't just about the music or the choreography, but also about the connection they formed on stage, a connection that wasn't always obvious, but that many could feel. As the encore began, the atmosphere became more relaxed and spontaneous. This was where their personalities truly shone, without the constraints of a strict concept or structure. And again, those small interactions emerged, flowing effortlessly. Some fans even began to realize that moments like these might not be new. It's just that this time, they felt clearer, more open, and more easily captured by both the camera and the audience. It was as if a comfort had grown stronger over time. Ultimately, what made the night so memorable wasn't a single moment, but a series of small, interconnected things. Every look, every smile, every movement, they all form a larger story, one that doesn't need to be explicitly explained to be understood. And perhaps that's where the true appeal lies. Not in certainty or confirmation, but in the wide open space for interpretation. A space where everyone can feel something different, yet still be connected by the same emotion.